Hi, you guys. Thank you for joining me on Nisha's Reality on YouTube. Yeah, so some of you seen the short that I put out, and here's the video, you guys. And this is not easy for me. It is, but it's not, you guys. Like, I don't play with stuff like dreams and prophecies, the word, the Lord, and stuff. I just don't. I am tired. Um, but I don't care. So forgive me. Um, feel like tired, frumpy. I don't care, y'all. I'm sorry, but I don't care. I gotta do what I gotta do, and I've wasted enough time. I've dragged my feet too long, far too long. Anyways, I dreamt this dream, you guys, a while back, and a really long while back, young adult time. I was on. God had. There's a whole nother story behind this, but I'm a focus on the dream because how I led to it and stuff, that's something totally different. But I had this dream when I was on 60th Street in Lubbock, Texas. I'm trying to remember the address right now. I'm too tired, y'all. I guess I'm sorry, but um, it started. My granny had a house in Littlefield, Texas. It was a little old house, but she owned it. Clock it. Come on, Lord. And they raised a lot of their children there and stuff. And I think they even had some of their children there. And then we grew up there, and our children grew up there. And not long ago, my granny, sorry, you guys, my back's starting to itch a little teeny bit. Um, my granny ended up selling it. And I remember she asked, I'm going to get to the dream real quick, y'all, in a minute. She was like asking a few of us, like, what we thought about it. And I'm a nostalgic kind of person, like, nostalgic person. I like love memories, family. Um, my granny is like one of the most I love her, y'all. She's one of the saints in this world that you really could trust, that's so strong, that's very prayerful. She's one of those that never even like seen something. She was born with a veil over eyes. You know, they say that if you're born with a veil over your eyes, that's a thin layer of skin, that you're going to see things. My granny said, I ain't never saw nothing in my life. Well, her kids, grandkid, and all have children's and children's children's and children's children. But yet, baby, she has intuition, like discernment. She's a prayer warrior in that part. That's a praying woman. So strong, so faithful, y'all. Like she's never drank, smoked, like nothing. Like not saying nothing. Like I'm just saying, like it's very few people like this in the world. I look up to her. I love her oh so much. And so this was her house, okay? That in the dream, we don't have it anymore. We had our good friend Gus and his wife and kids. They ended up buying it and renovating it. Amazing people, y'all. Oh, dealt with different kinds of neighbors through the years and stuff. But wow, Granny wouldn't have had one to know. Like it couldn't have been any better person to have got it. And because it's important to us still, and you know, and things like that. And but anyways, I digress. It was her house in Littlefield, 800 East 5th in Littlefield, Texas. Um, maybe, y'all. So I walk out in this dream. Oh gosh, I'm already 4 minutes in. I walk out. Y'all, please bear with me. I walk out of now her door had a big wooden door that you lock. You can click the thick lock on the top. It was like old school. You click the big lock on the top and the little lock on the bottom. But it was like a wooden door, and then it had the glass door that you could lock with a little clicky thing, and it had bars and stuff on it. And that's a story in itself why the whole place had bars on all the windows and doors. Even she had a separate unit that was with the house, but it was separate, and it was upstairs. It was 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a restroom, and it it was not real far from like the main house. Pretty nice, decent house. Good piece of land. And so many memories there. Good, bad, all of it. The praying time, the singing times, we're a singing praying family. Have enjoy. So I love my family. I love my family. But anyway, so that's just a little bit on her. And why it's so significant. It's so significant that it was her house. So it started, I walk out. Please, y'all bear with me. Please, okay? Please, every, I don't care how long or short. Please, y'all. And in this dream, I ain't gonna lie, it had a little length to it, but it's a reason, y'all. I walk out of her house, and she had a little porch, that, you know, a certain length of a little porch, that concrete, and then there's like a step down, like with a step, 1 or 2 steps, I think it was 1, into the yard, and then you could pull in. There was a gray gate, fence, what do you call it, gate, all around the front yard, and then it went around to the side of the house, and then the backyard of, she had a backyard where it was kind of connected, right? But then there was like the backyard where there's a whole big another piece of land that had like this white big old fence all around it, where we grew stuff. We even grew stuff in the front yard and whatnot. But so that's the kind of house it kind of was, you guys, to keep in mind. Anywho, I walked out, and it was like a regular nice day, really nice day, just decent, nice, not too hot out, not too cool, just the sun felt just right, and it felt peaceful, it felt regular. I stepped down off the porch and the step, and I step into the front yard, and I look around, and I'm like, something's off. Something's not right. And I don't know what it is. Now, when I stepped out, what I got to tell you is, think of you hearing angels singing. And I'm hoarse and I'm cold tired. But y'all, it was like if you think of the, I'm so hoarse and my throat dry. If you think of the like, ooh, like that, like if you just think angelic, just, ooh, like, oh, you know, like that. Baby, first of all, that could sound nice, but something's not right. It just felt off. It didn't feel right. And I heard that. I heard it in the around me and the sky, just all in one. It seemed nice, but something's off. Baby, I was looking all around. I was looking at the sky everywhere. It was regular. And I didn't see no people around or nothing and whatever. But at the time, you know, that happened. So, but I was like, what is this? And as soon as I said, Lord, what is this? Picture this. Picture this. I look up in the sky, y'all. Picture the world in a bubble, an invisible looking bubble, like a dome-ish bubble. Then there was this big hand, and it had a needle, a sharp needle, and it went, and then all of a sudden the invisible dome, like around the world, kind of was like a balloon, like a filled up balloon with helium. That's what it kind of represented, or it looked like, in a way, all around the world. Okay, I'm trying to get you to picture it. The big hand came with the needle, and I saw the balloon bubble all around the world, and it popped it. It went down and popped it, like it was, you know, and it popped it, right? Baby, y'all, as soon as it popped it, I saw everything. I saw the truth. Y'all, the world looked so evil. Evil, y'all. I saw witches everywhere. I saw demons flying around doing stuff, all over the place, right? And all in the sky and all over, and it looked reddish and just evil. It felt evil, but I felt protected though, where I was standing in the yard looking up and all around. And I said, oh my God, what is going on? This is the real truth. Oh my God. right? Then from that, it swaps. The dream just swaps to by my granny's house, where you can, there's like, I can't remember. I don't think there was a sidewalk. Maybe there was some grass. I don't know that led. But there's a street and you could walk down that street, right? So then it swapped to me walking down the street, regular day by myself. And I'm walking, I hear my name called, like in the heavens or in the, atmosphere, Quenisha. And I said, you know how you're trying I'm just keep going. I keep going. And then I hear, Quenisha. And I say, huh? And I turn my back and I'm like, huh? No one's around. Now I know I heard my name. I keep walking. I hear my name again, the third time, Quenisha. And I say, yes, Lord. He says, look forward. And I look forward down the street and I see a woman coming up, walking towards me from a distance down that street. He starts to tell me about this woman. She was, at the time back then, several years, when I was on 60th Street. If y'all listen to my videos, you'll hear a lot about 60th Street, because there's a reason. Now, I've had dreams and seen my whole life. I've seen things, I've dreamt stuff my whole life. And things do happen. Okay, and they come to pass. But he was telling me about this woman's life. She looked older, like maybe late 30s, 40s. I don't know. I can't tell y'all the age. I don't know what she looked like to me at that time that I could decipher. I knew she was up in a little age, not a lot of age, but up. I don't know the age, though. It could be younger. It could be, I don't know. But it seemed like she knew the Lord for a while. Let's just say it like that. Long enough. And he's telling me about her life and da-da-da. And he says, I do not know her. And I said, what? Now, keep in mind, I do have discernment and stuff whenever the Lord reveals certain things and stuff, whatever. But it's like he shielded it a little bit at that moment. And he's speaking with me. And I say, but Lord, what you mean you don't know her? Because I've been with you for years. You just told me about her life and stuff. And she's been knowing you for years. Like, not that it's not possible, but I'm just explaining the dream first, not interpretations and nothing like that yet, right? From the Lord. And he says, yes, I do not know her. But he said it different. He said it with authority, but gentleness at the same time. Hurt, conviction, all of this stuff at the same time. And he says, I do not know her. He said it twice, though. He said it twice. I said, what? I said, Lord, but how? Because she's been knowing you, right? Like, so right when she's walking much closer, it's like there's a halfway distance, maybe less than halfway distance till she reached me. Because I ended up stopping in my tracks on the side. Then she turns. Now, if you know this area, there was a house and I think another house on the side. I'm tired right now, but at this moment, I can't think of who lived there. A little lady. They used to bootleg. She bootlegged. She's long gone now, but at the moment, I'm tired and I can't think of it, but Lord be with me, Holy Spirit. And she owned both of those houses, I think. And that's where I was, like where the street is. And I was like in between that little area of the house and stuff, but on the street. So it wasn't nothing else like there or this and that. But in the dream, though the houses weren't there, and this building was there. When I asked the last question, I said, but what, hello? She stopped and turned. Like she was walking straight and then she stopped and she turned. Her direction to the left, mine's to the right. And she went into this building. It was a one-story building, it looked like to me, that I remember some time ago. And she went in there and he told me to follow. And I followed. And now this was her job. And then I saw very few other people and they were working too, but okay. And then there was like a conveyor belt thing going, the conveyor belt that goes. And on this conveyor belt were exotic animals. Okay. I specifically remember exotic animals, not regular animals, but I just heard exotic animals. And each animal, they were supposed, like, at this job, you were supposed to like get rid of this exotic animal in a way. But the people on the job, including her, I got to see what she was doing and what they were doing, but I got to focus on her. And because he was explaining why he don't know her. She was merely sedating, putting to sleep the exotic animal. And then after she put them to sleep, after they would sedate the animal, it will go down and then they'll place it in like this room and they would just stack up. They were just stacking up and sleeping, like hibernating with the sedation. But I heard the Lord say in the dream, and because I said, oh, why are they putting them to sleep? Why are they sedating them? And then they just being stored. And you said that that's not what they're supposed to do. And the Lord showed me that the room they was doing it, going in, and they would all place them all there. And he said, they're sedated, but they will awaken. And when they awaken, while they're sedated, they're learning, they're growing, they're trying to get stronger, they're coming for my people. And they're coming with a vengeance. They're coming for danger and kill. And I was like, what? I'm like, why would they do that though? Like, they know this? And then it went from there to me on the street again, on the side where the street is. And then there was this section of land and yard, like a strip of land in front of the backyard where the long tall white fence was that went all around the backyard. There was a strip right in front of it. And then it was this strip, and then on this side it was the drive-through where you would drive up this little like hill thing. It was little, but it was steep, and it was so high, baby, you had to go slow. You'd tear your muffler off to get into the garage, or even drive in front of where the stairs were that led to the other little section. So I was in front of that little area, and there was a fence around, a square gray fence around the area. Not the whole area, because it was a little longer than you probably thinking, but it was like, it was in a square, like around it in the front of the fence thing, the white fence thing. And I saw a black garbage bag, a thick black, like a hefty garbage bag or something. And he told me to walk over there to the fence, the gray see-through fence, like back in the day. With I don't know how to explain how it looked, the shape of it, but it was that old school grayish, metalish fence thing that, crossed like with I don't know how y'all explain it. Anywho, and he told me to stand there and watch. That's all he said, was watch. I said, okay. I walked up to it and I just watched the bag, and I noticed something was in the bag. The bag started moving and shifting. It just started moving around. And I said, oh, what is that? After a little while, I'm trying to remember what came out first. I think the Black Panther is like a small, young Black Panther, all black, came out. It was young. It wasn't like baby, but it was still up in age a little bit, but still very young and young and whatever. But then I thought that was it. I was like, oh, a little Black Panther, little baby panther. But then I saw the bag move again. I said, what in the world? It's another one or something? No, baby, it wasn't another one. What came out was like a baby anaconda. I just knew it was like an anaconda, like where the ones that can get really big and really long, depending on the atmosphere, they grow with it. But it was young, like the panther. And I saw it come out, slither out the bag. And they were like a little weak away in a way, but I could tell they were rapidly growing, like in age and in strength and wisdom and stuff like that. Really quick right before my eyes. And I said, whoa, that's happening so fast. It's how they growing so fast like that. Whoa, that's crazy. Baby, I'm very dramatic, but I'm real. I'm passionate about stuff. I say, whoa, baby, how I act and what I say, I know I'm being a little less, I'm tired, but I don't know how I'm going to do later. But, baby, I was just very, like, wow, like amazed how fast it was growing. They were growing. Then they kind of, in the beginning, acted a little discombobulated. And then they started, like, going against one another in a way of touch or rubbing against one another, moving around, seeing what filling each other out in a way. It felt like, in a curious way, to see how the other was going to overpower the other. And it was like a kept secret, but yet they both were trying to figure out how to connect. And they got bigger and bigger, not like super huge, but they grew fast, and they still were young, but then it felt like it went into adolescence and stuff like that. And at the time, it didn't reach full adulthood of how big, but it was rapidly growing, and it was like in adolescence, and it just was still growing oh so quickly. Then they was filling each other out, trying to go against one another to see who can overpower who. The Black Panther will try to do it, and then the anaconda will try to do it to the Black Panther. And this went on for a little bit. And trying to bite one another. They wasn't quite getting a grip at the time. Like, they still was more weak and still had to grow. And sorry, y'all, I saw something on my phone. Then it looked like the anaconda was going to overpower the Black Panther. And it went to try to bite and hold it down. So when it went to bite its throat to hold it down. Let me make sure I'm not mixing it up real quick. I'm a little tired, y'all. Hold on. Forgive me. Was it that first? Yeah. Whew, it was the anaconda first, and it went down on the the Black Panther was laying on the ground, and the anaconda came down with its grasp and bit around its neck and pinned it. But it was trying to sink its teeth, but it couldn't yet. I don't know why it couldn't. I don't remember if it had teeth yet, if they were too small. I don't remember at the time. But it wasn't getting the grip it was really trying to get. Then the Black Panther managed to get up. And it flipped the script and ended up pinning down the anaconda at the throat. Now, when it pinned the anaconda down at the throat, it bit it. Now, the anaconda couldn't quite do it, but the Black Panther did, and it bit it, and it had a grasp on the anaconda's throat. And when it did that, I saw in the dream, I saw the teeth of it, and I saw like the puncture, the going in, the in-depthness of it. It bit and held down, and then it sunk deeper, like deeper down, like it sunk deeper down in the throat. I saw it sink deeper down in it, like even greater hole, but not just a greater hole, but going deep down with a great hold on it. And the anaconda couldn't do nothing about it. And then he told me out the blue right there, right after that happened, like right after it happened, I heard the Lord speak from the heavens, and he said, go. Like, yeah, I know I look crazy and sound crazy. I can only try to imitate it as best I can. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, I'm trying my best. So I try to take my time so you can understand. I heard a voice. He said, go now. He said, warn the people. Urgent. Y'all, he said that a few times. And every time he got to the urgent part, it was very urgent. Like, I'm talking about urgency you can feel within your soul, your whole being, from the inside out. You trembled with a fear, but not, it wasn't like a bad, I can't explain it, but you knew it was so important because what's to come. That's how I felt. He said, go warn the people. Urgent. He said that like twice in a row. And I knew, y'all. Forgive me if my lashes is trying to come up, baby. Whatever, it's late. I knew it was urgent. Especially coming from Father God. And I started running to my granny house. It wasn't a long, far distance. I was right there. I had to go run. I went to the backyard way, because her main room back then was right where the regular backyard part was, and it had a glass door with bars. So I was on the street by there where the little strip thing was, and I had to go past the parking lot of the garage space, like right in front of that, and I had to go through there was another gate thing, because it went around the whole front yard, the gray gate part that Granny would have, and you could lock it, you can drive in, and you can lock it in the front and close it and move it around and lock it and close it, and it was like a lot of room and space. And that fence was like that over there, but it didn't have all that like that. Anywho, I went through the side, like past that, went through the backyard part, went through her back door. And when you go through the back door, that's where at that time her room was, her main room. Because she would flip it, like even way before then. The main room was in the front of the house, but then she made it at the time in the back of the house in real life, and that's how it was in the dream. So I mean, y'all, when I say I was booking, I'm talking about the old school bing, boom, or whatever y'all want to say. Boom, baby, I was gone. But as best as my little legs carry me, I'm gone. I'm going to warn. The first ones I was going to warn was my family. So I run there, and I get through the screen back door, and I sling it open. And when I go in, when you walk in, like, this is the back of the house, the screen door, and it opens, like you can push it out, or open it this way when you're going in. I open it, and you go in. Her bed, her big old bed was like right here, and there was a little space, and then there was the door, and then forward there was like her TV, her stand, the chest, and the TV on top, and her big dresser over there, and all that, whatever. So my brother, not my youngest brother, but my brother Anthony, was standing in front, like kind of where the TV was, but she had like I think it was a ball thing, wooden thing. I can't remember. I'm tired and so long, but he had his like little elbow and arm. He's got a little bit of length on him, and he was standing there like this with his arm watching the game. My husband at the time wasn't. Where was he at the time? Oh, he was my husband. But in the dream, I'm not sure if he was yet. I can't remember at the time. I don't know. I can't remember. I think he was though. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah. He was laying on her bed like I wish I could show y'all, but you know how you like leaning on the bed, your legs and body it's like all stretched out, but you're propped up on like your body, your arms and elbows, and like you kind of leaning propped up on the bed laying. That's how he was doing on the bed watching sports. And I went in to warn them. They were the first contact. I said, y'all, I said, the Lord said it's urgent. I got to warn people what's going to happen and what I just saw and with the saints and this and that. Oh, sorry, Lord, my God, sorry. This is so important. I can't believe. Oh, the devil is a lie. Baby, I almost skipped a very important part. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Before that happened with the anaconda and the panther and the black bag, when I first was out of the building after what I saw, before that, before she turned to go into the building, and he said, I do not know her, twice. He said right after that, literally, right after that, he said, danger to her, danger to them. Danger to her, danger to them. He said it twice. But he had his voice and, he said, danger to her, danger to them. Danger to her, danger to them. Then that happened with the black bag and stuff. So anyways, now back to the other part. I said, the Lord said, especially with the saints and danger and things, the big ones are coming. The big ones are coming. The big ones are coming. I said, my God, I said, y'all, come on. We got to get everybody get together and we got to pray and we got to warn people. Please help me, y'all. He said, urgent, urgent. Y'all, now keep in mind, my heart was pounding in the dream. Just like how I do when I think about this and I get I start either shaking, trembling, pounding. I just feel stuff. But my heart was pounding in the dream. Boom, 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 hard and heavy. And I just knew that I knew it was with urgency. I just knew that I knew from Father God. And I had to warn. And he told me, don't stop, don't cease. No matter what, tell them, warn them, urge it, urge it, urge it. And they weren't listening to me. This is my blood, little brother, and my husband. They weren't trying to pay me no attention. So involved in sports and football. And I begged and I begged. I said, please, y'all, please. Over and over. It took a little bit of time, not real long, but it took a little time. That he was just not paying attention. My husband was saying what he was saying. And, oh, there you go. See, we y'all want to run stuff, talk about it. And then my brother wasn't really saying much, but he kept looking back at me like I was behind them by where the door was from the inside, by the bed, but in the beginning part of where the head part was, by the door. And my brother kept looking back at me with his arm up on the thing. He kept looking back at me, and his little eye, he could do the rock eyebrow where they do I don't know how to do it, y'all. And I'm tired. I know I look crazy. I don't care. Let's focus. He could do that thing where you do your eyebrow up, and he would look back at me like that. He didn't say nothing at first for a while. Then he started saying to himself, my sister not gonna just say something like this that seems that important from the Lord. Yeah, I could see how she acted, and he was like, maybe I should listen. Hold on, y'all, my daughter's calling.